Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit here from PAX East 2013. I am here with Colin from Zombie Studios. You are going to be talking to us about a procedurally generated psychological horror. It's called Daylight. So what's this all about?
Yeah, so Daylight is, like you said, a procedurally generated horror game. So we have a long history of making horror games. People on the team, we've worked on Fear, we worked on Condemn, we worked on Saw. So we love making horror games, but one of the problems that we always ran into is once you're scared by one thing, you can't replay it.
No, you can't. It doesn't work.
So it doesn't work. So when we got our hands on Unreal Engine 4, we started fooling around with stuff, and we were able to figure out a way to randomly generate rooms. And that just evolved into what is now currently Daylight. So pretty much while you were playing the game, every time you start a new game, you will totally create an entirely new level layout.
Okay. Well, the interesting thing that you mentioned there was this is Unreal Engine 4. This is the first game that I've personally seen on this channel that's using this engine. How far along is Unreal Engine 4?
Unreal Engine 4 is actually, it's out in the hands of partners, and, it's an evolving platform. So, it's in the hands of people. People are making games on it. Daylight's the first publicly playable game using it.
So there you go, folks. First publicly playable Unreal 4 engine game on our channel. And it's a horror game. This is going to work out well. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to do a little bit of just kind of interview dev commentary. We'll play a little bit of it. Then I'm going to put the headphones on, and you're going to be hearing the developer for the rest of the presentation and possibly occasional squealing. Just going to let you know that. All right, so we're going to hit enter, and we're going to get started. Please bear in mind, this is very much in development, so what you're going to see is not necessarily representative of the final product. Any bugs and nonsense like that, including malicious ladybirds, may not be in the final product. Let's rock and or roll. All right, so I have a smartphone, apparently.
Yep.
Because, no one actually owns a real compass these days.
Who doesn't have a phone?
Yes, very true. All right. So let's take a look around and see what we can see. So this is going to be my compass by the looks of it.
Yeah, so the phone is pretty much your primary light source. So it's pretty much you're going to use it as your light.
Okay.
And we have the compass on there as well, just to pretty much give you some type of sense of direction, because the levels do turn into somewhat of a maze. So we want to give you some type of proximity of what's going on.
Yeah. So who the hell gets lost in the middle of a large warehouse with nothing but a phone for a light source?
So the kind of idea behind that we're fooling around with is pretty much that the character that you're playing is pretty much an urban explorer, like Splunking, that whole kind of scene and stuff. It's like, I want to go to this hospital and go check it out. I hear funny things about it on Yelp or on Google or whatever. Pretty much you go check it out and you find out that something is horribly wrong with it.
Okay.
So you are stuck in this hospital, and you pretty much have to get out as well as explore what happened there and whatnot.
Fair enough. Now, is this a game that has any combat elements, or are we looking for entire survival?
It's survival and exploration. There's no weapons, no combat.
All right. But one has to assume there is something that is trying to get you.
There is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is totally in development.
It is. Well, that was the one thing that got me very nicely. We fell through the world. Interesting plan. It's okay. We will try it again. This is the kind of thing that happens in stuff that's very much in dev.
We are currently in alpha. So we have the decision of we can show it at PAX, or we could hold it and show it at PAX Prime.
Yeah.
And we want to get the people hands on the game. We want to get feedback. We want to see what people think about it. And we're getting tons of great feedback from people. But, as you see, we run into a couple issues here and there.
It happens. That's just the way of it. That's alpha stuff. That's what you get to see on this channel.
It is very alpha.
Yes, very alpha. I think I should be putting the headphones on now, actually. That sounds like a pretty good idea. And then he's going to talk a little bit about what else you can expect to see in the game. And I'm going to attempt to do something. And we'll see how it works out. So, headphones for me. Jenna's handing me her headphones right now. I'm going to put this on over my headset mic and hopefully not break everything. There we go. Okay, so I am currently wearing my headphones. Don't really hear anything. I will? Okay. All right. So, I'm going to start and I'm going to let the developer talk.
So, as I said, you're pretty much exploring this hospital. You can pretty much find, the way we're doing story is we're pretty much allowing the player to find items that have been left and just stuck in the past. It's either old versions of like hospital notes, newspaper clippings, photos. Those will tell you the story, this history of this hospital, and some of the horrible things that have happened through it over the years. So you can see there's a photo here. It's just kind of things that are just laying around that have been left and stuck in time pretty much. So we're in the starting room right now. This is pretty much where everyone starts in the game. will always be the same. And this is where you pretty much just get your feet wet and learn how to move around, what the compass does, and what your light radius is. So it's very gross. It's very atmospheric. We went for this very kind of abandoned look and whatnot for the game. So you always will have run. So run is the primary part of the game. So you need to be able to run away from any items or anything that might attack you. So we're now in the part where the game actually has generated the level. So all these rooms, the next time you enter, they'll be in different locations and whatnot. And actually the items will be placed in different arrangements as well. So we have all these creepy things going on. There's just spider webs. You can see the darkness. We really wanted to make it somewhat claustrophobic. So when you see a hand like that, it would grasp. When it grasps like that by clicking down on the mouse, you can swing the door open. So we really wanted that action of have a tangible feel when you have to open and close doors. So actually, there's a flare kit. So you can we have different light illuminations. So we have a flare kit. We have other items, including a glow stick. This really shows off the dynamic lighting in Unreal Engine 4. So we're doing real-time dynamic lighting. So everything in there, it's totally going to cast a shadow. It's going to react to the light in the correct way. So we're going to start seeing some of the things that have gone wrong in this place. There's graffiti on the walls. It's very abandoned in its nature. So we're just going to keep looking around, find more freakiness. The road flares, they end after a certain amount of time, as they would in the real life. Oh, there's some more. It always gives off a real effect, and we're doing like a really cool smoke effect and sparks coming off of it. Unreal 4 has allowed us to do some really amazing effects and really give it that next generation kind of feel and look at an under $20 game. So you're just seeing more eerie, kind of creepy. As I said earlier, exploration is a main component of the game. We want you to be able to just slowly seek out items, to look for things and understand what's going on in the world.
What was that?
And it's also kind of gross. You're seeing like how abandoned, how desolate this place has been and kept over the years. It's been ignored through time. There's people doing handstands around me right now. So you're seeing the absolute darkness that we're putting the player in. I mean, this is an abandoned building. We do really want people to be freaked out and scared. And probably, really, when you get your hands on it, the best way to play this is going to be with headphones on, dark room, and really soak into the atmosphere of the game. So one thing about the game is we are an independent developer. The game is being developed by 6 people right now. We've been working on it for about 6 months. We are doing all the cool things that Unreal Engine 4 allows us to do. But also one of the things that we're doing is the workflow. They have increased the ability of the workflow. We're able to do things on a much quicker iteration fashion and just work at a faster pace. And that's why we're able to do something like this with such a small team in such a short amount of time. So slow pace is kind of the way. Oh, so now we're seeing one of the Spectre. So this is actually a closed door. The ghost is pretty much saying you can't proceed. So you actually need to find the key for this door. One thing you can do in the game is here, if you look down real quick, oh, there's a road flare. You can actually see your footprints on the ground, and that will tell you where you've been before. So it lets you see where you've backtracked, where you've gone before. Slowly but surely, you can see some of that dynamic smoke that we're doing. So let's have you go, yeah, this way. And, yeah, that way.
I do not like the sound of that.
Levels can be broken up into 3 different floors. We have an upstairs, downstairs, and a basement. Here's one of the glow sticks. So the light illuminates in different ways. So the glow stick it's much lower light, but it has a larger radius. It has a faint, eerie feel to it. It actually worked out really well. So you're starting to see some of the spider webs, some of the abandonedness. There you go. There's some of the more supernatural aspects of the game.
Can we not do that?
creeping
nice.
John out. So you slowly but surely make your way down to the basement and kind of see what's going down to here.
Oh my god.
So just more creepiness. Just that kind of desolate, abandoned area that we're really aiming for in the game. Oh, there's more glow sticks.
Oh god, it's so fucking dark.
So I think we should go back upstairs. So we really let the player, we want the player to just like slowly but surely make their way through the entire game. And it is one of those things where you want to experience every aspect of it, and slow and steady is the way to go. So we've gone that way before. Bit in there. Is there a stairway around here somewhere? Let's go straight forward. See if we can find some bad guys. If you look down on the ground, you'll see footsteps. We'll tell you where you've been before. So we've already explored this area. There's more locked doors. As I said, it is man. So that's a starting room that you started at the beginning. More glow sticks.
This is one of those kind of moments where the developer's sitting there saying, why can't you find the basic item that you're looking for?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that's in it, with it being a procedurally generated game, we do have a problem sometimes with pretty much, like, I can't tell you where to go. It's a challenging even for us. Like, I'll play the game at home, and I'll get lost, and I know how some of these things wind, and there's some creepiness. So one of the things that we do is, like, when you are using some of the different items, you can end up viewing some items like that. So some writings on the wall from the glow stick. So there's the door again. So we can't go there without a key. So what we'll do is, let's do this. Let's have you turn around real quick and go through that door to the left.
So I've currently got the headphones slightly off so we could basically proceed in this game and make sure that we actually find some more stuff for you.
So let's go straight forward.
All right.
Let's turn to the right this time. See what's, there's that one. All right.
It would be kind of hilarious if the game had generated something we couldn't beat.
Yeah. All right, this looks new. So more bandits. There's some footsteps. There's a door. Now you're getting the real claustrophobic feel of the game, of how dark it can get at times and how narrow we keep the field of view.
News just in, don't go into an abandoned hospital with a freaking flashlight on a phone. It's terrible. I'm going to put the headphones back on.
So you're seeing, like, we have, like, smoke and stuff. We really wanted to nail down the atmosphere and make it really as moody as possible. Now you're starting to see some of the real kind of abandoned areas of the building, of like where it's just deteriorated over time, how time has just kind of paused and pretty much gone away over time. It's just forgotten. And there might be a reason why it's been forgotten. Maybe no one wants to go here. So you can see that the light flare gives you a little bit more depth in it, like how far the light goes. You can see, like, the light flare has that nice bounce and that kind of dance if you turn this way. So, okay, so now we're in pretty much a key room. This is where the ghost is like, I have something here. And it's important.
What the?
So, yeah, we have this floating teddy bear. This ghost is just kind of like teasing you with his item. So if you just walk up to it and press E. So now you're holding this key, and this will take it back to the door, and you can actually open it. But one problem is this is telling the ghost that you are now here. The ghost knows that you're here, and that teddy bear, it's gonna scare you. Oh man, you better start running.
Ah, Jesus Christ! God damn it!
Oh, we broke away. So yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud! Just go away!
Good job getting it off. Oh no! And now you're dead.
That's standard horror play for me, anyway. Fucking hell. That's a survival horror game for you. 40 minutes of nothing, and then out of nowhere, bam. It's almost when you think that the game's not going to actually do anything, that it ends up just springing that on you when you least expect it.
When the ghosts come and get you, if you're not expecting it, it can really catch you off guard.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
We are doing a very lot of like subtlety as well. Like there wasn't a lot that showed up in this demo, but we do a lot that is also just creeps you out, makes you like really puts you on the edge of your seat, and like the corner of your eye that you notice these things that might be there, might not be there.
It's hard to even know in an alpha. It's like, was that a bug or was that something that's supposed to be there? And there's a lot of very creepy atmospheric music as well, as people can obviously hear that. And atmospheric, the lighting effects in Unreal 4 are really quite something.
They are gorgeous. Like the fact that the game is real-time dynamic lighting, of like as you saw with like the road flare and stuff, of like how the road flare has that flicker and all the shadows just bounce around. It gives it an amazing look.
Yeah, and it is a little bit terrifying to say the least. It is, as you said, it's kind of a whole lot of kind of passive gameplay for a while as you're exploring the area. But I think the worst thing about it would be, in terms of its scariness, you don't know, because it's a procedurally generated game, when the hell you're going to run into anything.
Yeah, that's the primary goal of the game, is pretty much like when an event happens, even if you have that event happen in another playthrough, you have no idea where it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, as you can see there, we had about 14 or 15 minutes of very, very slow kind of passive stuff, and then suddenly everything went horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong.
Indeed it did. Well, that's Daylight in a nutshell, folks. So thank you very much for watching. Do you guys have any idea when this is actually going to be coming out?
So it's going to be out in 2013. We haven't set an actual month yet.
All right.
So, and it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be under $20.
Okay. Now, what I would say about it is that it seems like a prime opportunity to be able to add additional content into the game as you go along to keep things fresh. Is that something you're planning on doing?
That is totally our plan. So we've actually built the technology within Daylight that we can just slipstream in new data. So Steam allows us to up the game, like whenever you see like updating and stuff, we're just able to pretty much publish in new content. And as the level generates, you'll just see something that you've never seen before.
So you'll have no idea that it went in there in the first place.
Yeah.
That's
unless
sneaky. You're
just watching Steam all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty sneaky stuff going on right there. Yeah, that is, as I said, it's incredibly atmospheric. Obviously, the Unreal Engine helps an awful lot there. And it's a slow, very methodical kind of game. And it's interesting that only now we're really seeing survival horror really come back into play. For like the past, 5, 6, 7 years, and you can blame, I suppose, Resident Evil 4 for that. We've seen survival action, which is... It's not quite the same thing, just jump scares aren't really enough. You've got to build up that anticipation and that impending dread.
Yeah, it's really exciting, the fact that indies are taking over pretty much the survival horror genre and bringing it back. There is a very, very dedicated market out there for this type of content.
Yep.
It's the fact that it is not a gigantic market. So publishers have been scared of doing games at this scale or at this size because they can't sell 4, 5, 6 million copies.
Certainly.
But there is a very dedicated market, that 500,000, 1 million users who will buy this type of content and really, really, really want it. And we are looking forward to bringing it to those people.
Awesome. Right, well, Colin, thank you very much for showing us Daylight today. I'm going to go lie down for a while. Sounds like a good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Daylight is coming at some point in 2013, so please do be ready for that if you are into survival horror. If you're not into survival horror, I would suggest you close YouTube for a while, because there's going to be a lot of videos of this that's going to happen. You know how it goes. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.